Welcome, my friends, to a whirlwind tour of my favorite keyboards. Let me not get in trouble. One of my favorite keyboards, because I know Yamaha and Korg be jealous listening to me. But I'm going to show you here the advantages of the Go Keys 5 by Roland. Let's turn it on. And just bear in mind that the Go Keys 3 is just as good. It's just not got enough of those connectors behind, but if you are smart, you'll be able to find ways of coping with that, such as USB audio and a Y splitter cable. But let's jump into this real quick. Right over here, you can see we have the on switch to turn the keyboard on. We have the song functionality, which enables you play songs that have been recorded prior, like this one. Or if you have a USB stick with the recommended bit rate of WAV files and MP3s, you can actually play your MP3s from this song functionality. So let me go ahead and put this into the keyboard and give you a quick demonstration of what that could look like. If you have a USB that has been properly formatted and you have the right bit rate, you can click on that and boom, we got two loops here. Here's the first one. Let's play it. And these are loops that I stored on my USB stick. Voila. Okay, now something else you can do if you don't have a USB is you can stream using Bluetooth and just send your Bluetooth music directly to the keyboard. And what I'm going to do now is go into Spotify and find some of my favorite jams. I'm going to look for my own music so I don't get in trouble with YouTube, because I don't want YouTube to give me a red flag for any reason. But if you wanted to connect your phone, what you do is you hit this button right here. You just hold it down, but you make sure that your phone has been set up with the right Bluetooth functionality. And when you do that, like if you hit it like that, Bluetooth pairing, now pairing. Let's see which of my phones it's gonna pair with. Now pairing. You should be able to find this if I have my Bluetooth on. All right, I want Go Keys. So I've just selected Go Keys from the assortment. See it listed there, Go Keys 5, and it says it's connected. And that means any audio I play from this phone is gonna play from here. Here we go. We're gonna play this guy called Phil. Let's find something. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna play something. There we go. So that's from here, Bluetooth, streaming Bluetooth into the keyboard. So when you want to stream something to play along with, just set up your keyboard by holding that down, pair it with your phone, and you're good to go. All right, over here we have styles for you to choose from. Here we have the mute button, because when you're playing a jam, you can silence anything you want. See? You can silence the drums, you can silence the bass, and you can silence the accompaniment. So that's what the mute button does. Style lets you play the styles, mute lets you mute the styles, the style components. Effects helps you put an effect on whatever you're playing. So if I was playing the piano, you can hear that. That's all the cathedral reverb. And then if you were not playing the accompaniment and you wanted to use the other FX settings, you can turn them on. That's a lo-fi, it's phono, and you can hear the phono effect. You got auto pan. And so on and so forth. That's all under the effects, and you can turn them off. This is arpeggio for you to hold down a chord and for it to just arpeggiate like this. Hold, not playing it. So on and so forth. We've already tackled effects. Coming down here to transpose, you could transpose, like let's say I want to play on C, but I want it to sound like C sharp. I hold that down and that's now C sharp. Get it back down. So you have to hold transpose and either the minus or plus next to the octave there, okay? If you want to go up an octave, just hit up an octave. So this can... And that could be very helpful when you're working with just 5 octaves. This is for you to play the styles. If you hit arranger and you go over to the variations, they'll play a variation of the beat. So let me find a really nice beat. Let's go to, in the R&B, let's choose Tasty R&B, hit enter, and you can press this at any time. It doesn't have to be on arranger, but you do need to be in arranger to play the variation. So here you go. Arranger, variation 2. Variation 3. Variation 4. Ends. Now you got to be careful when you're playing the chords and using the end, because if you are on a different chord than the home chord and you press end, it sounds kind of off and weird. The same thing for the entry, the intro. You want to make sure that you're on the right key. So the way around that is to turn off the chord and you hold the chord yourself for both the beginning and the end. But that could be a lot for someone who's new to Go Keys, but that option is there, okay? And that's what all those do. This is a tempo button for you to choose a tempo. You can tap like that to choose a tempo based on your tapping. You can lock the tempo. There are other settings here. You could use either 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, such and such time signatures. Let's keep it at 4/4. Okay, and then you've got these selections that help you select whatever is on the screen at the time. See that? That's the metronome. And if you exit, you come to another screen, the home screen, where you have lower and upper. Lower sound is a sound you want to play in quote, lower down on the keyboard. And then upper is the sound you want to play higher up. So if I chose lower, concert piano, and upper, let's say I chose something like a flute. Or something close, soloistic flute. Well, now I've got piano at the bottom, but the split dual functionality is also important to look out for. So let's take a little look at the split dual, because without the split dual, you're not going to get what you want. So that's split dual. Split dual allows you to split it left and right. Let's go an octave up. So you can have one voice on the left, one on the right, or you could stack them. That's the dual mode. But it could be, depending on the sound, it could be a bit odd. So why don't we just use something stringy? Look for some strings. And then if you want to layer, it sounds more sensible. Somebody asked me if there's any way of working on the strings so that you adjust them. The closest to that would be in the mixer. And here we have just keyboards for you to turn the keyboard up or down, but we don't have a way of separating the lower volume and the upper volume. That would have been really nice. But one of the ways around that for me is I just go single mode, and in the upper, let's say I'm on piano. Under piano, I look for something that has a dual, like piano and pad, so I don't need to use the two voices for that. I just use this. Hear that? That's how I get around that. Okay. All right. What else haven't we looked at? So the menu is a bottomless pit of all sorts of stuff. It's all good anyway. So under system, you've got general, input, EQ, for you to EQ the overall EQ of whatever's playing. So for example, if I'm playing a beat, here's the EQ. Turn it high. See how that became sharper? See? Dull, sharp. Dull, sharp. And you've got all the other frequencies there for you to play with. Then there's Bluetooth, which we just did. The shortcut is just hold it down. There's general, which has got all of these interesting things like LCD contrast. You can make it dark or you can make it bright. Somewhere in the middle is good. And then you can change the touch to be heavy, which means you need to hit heavy to get more volume. And on a scale of fix all the way up to extra heavy, I like mine extra heavy or somewhere close. I find that more pleasurable. And here you've got master tune. You don't want to mess with this because if it's away from 440, it starts sounding odd when you're playing with other instruments. And you've got the speaker switch, which enables you to turn the speaker off. Let's say you wanted to play just from USB and you didn't want to hear that. You could turn it off. So that's available. Also in menu, you have, going back here, you have scene edit. Scene edit could be very helpful because it allows you elongate the intros. You can make them longer. So if I wanted a really long intro for this, I just press enter and that. I've set my long intro in the menu as you just saw, and I just hit enter. Or I could go to chord sequence, turn that off, come back in here and just hit like a C minor seventh for it to start. So again, you got to go to menu, scene edit, arranger, and turn the intros on. There's a lot of things that you can get from here. Also here is the detect setting for your arranger. So we've got pianist, pianist 2, intelligent, standard, and so on. And you best read the manual because mine has been on pianist ever since I got it. And I'm sure there are nuances depending on how advanced you are. I just hold a full chord and it responds accordingly. But it would be nice if you are new to the world of arranger keyboards. Well, this isn't exactly an arranger, but this is an arranger feature to hold a chord and for it to play whatever. We've got the bass inversion. This will actually be nice to play with. There's so many things here that one could play with. It might take time getting used to them. But arranger hold enables you hold the chord as most are set by default to do. The lower auto mute could be very, very helpful, especially when you're hearing a chord playing under the arranger stuff you're trying to do. That means you've got this lower auto mute off. Ideally, you want it on. And then you've got the intro endings and so on. Okay, what else? Talked about split dual. There's some functionality we haven't gone into, and that functionality is over here. This is the mic effects. The mic effects, when you've got a mic in, you can harmonize, you can do a voice transformation, and I've demoed this in other videos, but you need to have a mic in there, and then when you sing, depending on the chord you're holding on the left, and the settings that are in here, you can get some pretty good background vocals, especially if you're out performing alone. The mic section is for you to adjust the mic level and the reverb. And then over here, you just have categories of the different instruments, pianos, EP, strings, synth, and other. And you can hold down any button to store any of your favorites. So this is Bright Nylon Slide. If I wanted to save that to other, all I do is hold down other, and it's going to save that to other. So anytime I press other, it's going to show me that one. See, so I could be on sign me in. I could quickly go here. And if I wanted a different sound altogether, I could select whatever sound I want. So I could save this. Let's say I wanted that in strings. I hit enter, hold down strings. Now that's saved in strings. So I have the nylon strings, sign me in, and glamour. And that's how you use these to save. This takes you back home, wherever home is. So if you're like here and you hit home, it takes you back to the home screen. This is to exit and enter screens. This is to go backwards or forwards in a list. This is also under Arranger how you start your intro. And this is how you end the song. And scenes is a way for you to store styles and voices and some other settings. And it could be very helpful when you're going through a set list. But that's it. That's your Go Keys 5, my friends. I hope you found this to be helpful. The speakers, as far as the speaker quality on this thing, not bad, but a bit weak. So you might have to get a stronger speaker if you want to do things outside, perform out in front of audiences and take this to a whole new level. All right, I hope you found value from this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.